Hello, my name is Dean Skolton, and I will be presenting our culture speech for this week. This week's culture speech, we could have chosen a political or religion. Political topic or religion, I chose to do a religion. The religion I chose is Buddhism, and it's going to be an informative speech on Buddhism. So today I'm going to inform you about Buddhism and what its practices and beliefs are, some demographics and stuff like that as well. Let's jump right in. Did you know that Buddhism is one of the world's most largest religions? It is popular in Eastern Europe and has many different complex practices and views, some of which we're going to be learning about today. Buddhism actually has over 535 million followers as of 2010s, that kind of area, 2010 to 2020. So countries where Buddhism is most prominent include China, Japan, Cambodia, Thailand, South Korea, and Vietnam. Interesting fact about Buddhism in Cambodia, the population to Buddhism ratio in Cambodia is actually like one of the highest. It's super Buddhist there. Buddhism makes up 8 to 10% of the total world's population, so out of the 7 billion, it makes up 8 to 10%. It was founded in northeastern India in 6th century BC, but from then it began to spread to Asia, places like China, Japan, and Korea, and it is now most common in Eastern Europe, which hence the South Korea, Vietnam, China, Japan. For their just Buddhist culture, religion, and holidays, there are two major forms of Buddhism. Those are Mahayana and Theravada, and different practices or different forms of Buddhism have different practices and beliefs. Those aren't the only two forms. There are a bunch of different forms, but those are the two main forms from my research that I could find in other classes that I've taken on it. Buddhists do not actually believe in a specific god, but they do worship the Buddha and look up to him. You don't have to be a god to be worshipped. Worship just includes like looking up to and respecting. The primary goal of Buddhism is to reach nirvana, which is an ultimate state of bliss that transcends suffering. They believe they can do this by being like good people and doing good things and having like a good mind, just overall being a good person. They believe after death, a bunch of different religions have different beliefs. For Buddhism, they believe that they're either reincarnated, which means that they'll go to another body or another like animal, or they'll either be reincarnated or they'll reach nirvana, which means they live their life the right way, which means they reach nirvana, so they have peace after death. Buddhism is, for demographics, Buddhism is most commonly practiced in Asian countries. That's why China has the largest amount of Buddhists, and their population makes up 18%, and that's a lot considering the number of people in China. And the average Buddhist in China is Asia. The average Buddhist in Asia is about 35 years old, so they're not super old, but they're also not super young. Buddhists can also land anywhere on the political spectrum they want. They're not confined just to the left or right, so anyone really, just depends on their views. But in conclusion, Buddhism is one of the world's most popular religions, and it's complex with many different beliefs and practices. Anybody could be a Buddhist if they wanted to. And to prove that, the Buddha once said, "We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world." Thank you.